Got this article here, abc4.com, abc4.com. This is about Kouri Richins, okay? So Kouri Richins, she lost her husband, but she wrote a book. And she wrote the book in order to help her children cope with the grief. So I'm just going to read this article, abc4.com. And, maybe try to make it entertaining. Or maybe not, maybe not. I got a little video clip here, and let's try to figure out what the hell is this Kouri Richins case all about, okay? Kouri Richins is an incredible mother who's touched our hearts by sharing her personal story of loss. Her husband of 9 years unexpectedly passed away just 1 year ago, leaving behind his wife and their 3 young sons. 3 children. Wife, 3 sons. While learning to navigate grief in a new normal, Kouri Richins and her sons began to write a children's book to help others cope with the loss of a loved one. You need 4 people to write a children's book. Dr. Seuss was able to write at least 12 or 13 of them or so. She tells us she needed the distraction and a way to channel and articulate the family's feelings. The beautiful book is based around Kouri's 3 C's. So Kouri's 3 C's is continuity, connection, and care. Continuity, care, and connection. Do you know the 3 ABCs? No, I know the 3 C's. So according to Kouri Richins, when it comes to connection, you keep the person's spirit alive who has passed. This is actually really good fucking... If she is responsible, that's what we're going to find out eventually. Let's take a look at... Well, let's finish this. Talking about them, sharing memories of them doing the things they used to do, letting children tell stories of those loved ones. Continuity, try and keep routines and schedules as normal as possible. Sports, school pickups, and drop-offs, living situation, friends, etc. Keep their normal daily environment for as long as possible. Care, affirming their feelings, understanding when they are sad, mad, lonely, and talking about those feelings and letting them know it's okay. Don't try to change their feelings, but letting them cope with the stages of grief with plenty of hugs and kisses and empathy. So keep routines and schedules as normal as possible. Schools, sports, I don't know about all that. Because if you have, your mother is going around killing your father, you probably shouldn't go to the soccer practice. That might, maybe some structure would be important, but it seems like you're living with a psychopath. You're living with a homicidal maniac. You're living with a fucking lunatic, who killed your father, who, that can't... Actually, allegedly, she's been charged with it, right? And a lot of people think if you've been arrested and charged, well, then that's all she wrote. And they wouldn't, arrest you and charge you with all that unless they got the goods on you. So let's find out if she's guilty or not, okay? So let's see. The name was Kishin Rains. What was it? And, we do need fair trials. And there's a lot of crazy shit that's going on. That one guy with the swastika tattoos, you think he might be a Nazi? Anybody else out there think that the guy with the swastika tattoos might be a Nazi? I mean, he does have swastika tattoos. I mean, that was... What tipped you off? I don't know, the swastika tattoos. I'm just a small town girl living the small town dreams, looking at the big city. So let's rewind. It's just comforting to know that.
Comforting to them to know that, they're not living this life alone. Like, Dad is still here. It's just in a different way.
But now she's been charged with her husband's murder. Shocking.
Yeah, she would say something like that.
Western Utah neighborhood.
Their family was so beautiful. Everything was picture perfect, but I guess it wasn't.
Kouri Richins is charged with felony first-degree aggravated murder. She's also charged with 3 counts of possession of the drug GHB, which in large doses can be lethal.
It makes me sick to my stomach to think about that.
GHB.
Completely took us all by shock.
That's Kouri Richins talking to ABC station KTVX last month to publicize her book, Are You With Me?, published in March. She says she wrote the book with her children to help them cope with the death of their father, Eric.
It's just comforting to them to know that, they're not living this life alone. Like, Dad is still here. It's just in a different way.
But now she's been charged.
Okay, that's only insane. Oh no, don't ignore the fact that your father's gone and just pretend, there is. I like keeping their memory alive. I love keeping their memory alive. But I feel like she's talking about her feelings. She feels like she's all alone in this world. Why? Why? Because you lost your husband? And if you lost your husband, that's a tragedy. And then got arrested for his murder? So the murderer's out loose. You just lost your husband and then got arrested for the bullshit. You know what? Knowing today's American legal system, I bet you it could go fucking either way. A bunch of lazy-ass cops are not even going to go fucking search, right? They're not even going to go. So let's see. Accused of poisoning husband had $2 million in life insurance on him. $2 million of life insurance. Poisoning him. See how Kouri Richins learned she was cut out of the what? NBC News, Kouri Richins allegedly spiked Eric Richins' drink with fentanyl and then wrote a children's book on grief after he died. Records reveal changes in life insurance policies before his death and in his estate battles after it. What? Allegedly poisoned him with a spiked drink. Do we want to take a look at that? Yeah, we do, because we don't know. What's the evidence against her, right? Evidence, is she part of a gang? Was there fingerprints, DNA, videotape? What other kind of evidence? Eyewitness testimonies? How about corroborating evidence? How about some exculpatory evidence? Is there any exculpatory? That evidence is exculpatory. Kouri Richins arrested, charged with killing Eric Richins last year during a quiet celebration at their home in Kansas, Utah, about 40 miles southeast of Salt Lake City. Let's see. Fentanyl. Poisoned him with a lethal dose of fentanyl after she served him with a celebratory Moscow Mule. Hey, you want a Moscow Mule? What has gotten into you? Oh, nothing. Nothing. It's a vodka-based cocktail. What the fuck? We're in a war with Russia right now. Do not be drinking Moscow Mules. Lime juice and ginger beer. You want some lime juice and ginger beer? You want a Moscow Mule? And then they're going to charge her with aggravated murder, which you're going to enhance a murder charge. It isn't just murder, it was aggravated. And if it's poisoned, it's kind of not aggravated, is it? 3 counts of possession of a controlled substance. So they're going to get her with the fentanyl. It's almost like they're more pissed off about the fentanyl than they are about the damn murder. Hey, Utah, thou shalt not murder. That's been good law since Moses. Thou shalt not have fentanyl. That's new. That's new. So, I mean, I don't know where to get fentanyl, so I guess I would. Okay, so let's see. Eric Richins died in their Camas home, 40 miles southeast of Salt Lake City, March 4th, 2021. R.I.P. to Eric Richins. Deputies found Eric Richins on the floor at the foot of the bed. The document says life-saving measures were attempted, but he was declared dead. So Michael Jackson had died of a lethal dose of propofol. The acquaintance, so there was an acquaintance, got dozens of fentanyl pills for her. Well, there's your key. You got an eyewitness. You got this person, this drug dealer. Richins told investigators the night before her husband died the couple were celebrating because she had closed on a home for her business. She made a Moscow Mule in the kitchen, took it to the bedroom, and he drank it sitting in the bed. She told the investigators that. And it is a cocktail. I don't know. She told investigators she slept in the bedroom. The night terrors. One of the children were having night terrors. She woke up at 3 a.m. and then found that her husband was in the bedroom cold to the touch. Whoops! Uh-oh, Richins told deputies she left her cell phone in her bedroom and did not take it to her child's room. Investigators later learned her phone had been locked and unlocked several times, and it showed movement during the time frame when she said she was in her child's room, according to the probable cause statement. You weren't in the living room. You were in the kitchen. Because we know your cell phone data. Text messages were sent and received that had been deleted. It said at the time of Eric Richins' death, the only people in the home were the couple and their 3 sons. The book dedication mentions my amazing husband. It is fucking crazy. She has to carry on this fucking thing, this ruse. The fentanyl pills makes it seem like she's guilty. Her being arrested does make it seem like she's guilty. So if anything, I should pull back a little bit, because if you're arrested, you're innocent until proven guilty. What's the evidence? Okay, prosecution, the burden of proof is on you. What is your 41-page book? The boy questions whether his father's with him when he's mad or sad. He's like, hey, he's always with you, okay? On the holidays, he'll never be there because he's always in your heart. And it's like, sometimes I fart, You can you can only think of one thing at a time. So I can't just sit there and be sad about, somebody when all I'm farting. But to lose somebody you loved, that has to be awful. That has to be the worst thing. Basically, they lost both their parents. Those 3 boys lost both of their parents. Kind of a murder-suicide in some fucking, Even if you hate your wife or your husband, if you hate them that much, it's almost like, do I really want to lose my life for this son of a bitch? My amazing husband and a wonderful father. It's been removed from Amazon, which is, actually that's like when artists, when they die, it's when their stock rises. It took us all by shock. My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes. She went on to talk about how she would tell her children, Dad's still here, just in a different way. Fentanyl overdose led to the man's death. Fentanyl. Did he ever do drugs? Was he a fucking fentanyl? 5 times the lethal dosage. 5 times. And it was illicit fentanyl. Not medical grade, so it was goddamn Cineola 3 Kings. It also believed he ingested the drugs orally. According to the probable cause statement, authorities accused Richins of having obtained the fentanyl pills from an acquaintance identified as CL. The probable cause statement said they also alleged that Eric Richins, CL, well, we need to figure out who that CL guy is. Let's see. Told a friend he believed his wife had tried to poison him after a Valentine's Day dinner, weeks before he died. Wow. I think my wife tried to poison me. And then she made a cocktail. Here, why don't you take this cocktail? Okay. A search with the warrant showed several communications on Kouri Richins' phone between her and an acquaintance. The acquaintance had multiple drug charges. So they got the acquaintance on. So he's going to have to turn state's evidence, and then he's going to say, well, Richins did the prescription pain medication for an investor who had a back injury. The probable cause says within a few days, CL procured hydrocodone pills. Hydrocodone pills. The acquaintance got 15 to 30 fentanyl pills and delivered them to Richins, who paid $900 for the drugs 3 days later on February 14th, 2022. Eric Richins became ill after a Valentine's Day dinner at home with his wife. Eric believed that he had been poisoned. Eric told a friend he thought his wife was trying to poison him. 2 weeks later, defendant contacted CL again and said that her investor wanted something stronger. So, detention hearing May 19th is coming up. May 19th. I mean, that's already passed. That's already 6 days ago. So, Margaret Olson is the Summit County attorney. So, do we learn anything? Do we know if she's guilty or not guilty? What do you think? Allegedly poisoned him with a spiked drink. Is that, we already clicked on that, I think. Let's look at some of the headlines. Okay, headlines. Utah mom who wrote a children's book. Yeah, I already have that one. Kouri Richins. Let's see how Kouri Richins learned she was cut out of her She was not named in his will. She learned 2 days after her husband's death that she was not named in the will. Whoops. Whoops-a-daisy. KPCW. She did not think this shit through. Do we have any more of this Kouri Richins? Because she's going around. I mean, that's got to take some fucking balls. That's got to take... I mean, she's got to be like such a fucking psycho to murder the guy and then write the book and then go to do all these talk shows. Talking about, how she's really going through it. You're real sad, huh? Yeah, I'm sad. Or maybe she was sad on her son's behalf, because they were real sad. Well, don't be sad. I mean, you still got me. Right? Isn't that good enough? You still got me. Here, let's write a book. We'll all write a book together, and then that'll just, See, Kouri Richins' husband considered divorce before death.
Not that into saving, are you?
Analyzes the murder Kouri Rich 4 life insurance policies. We'll just...
I don't know, $4 million? That can't be right. $4 million worth of properties and insurance, etc., that she thought she might get if he were dead?
Yeah, I mean, when you do the aggregated total of all of her different schemes, you're going to get a number that's well into the millions. Like, take, for example, the life insurance policies that she was purchasing on her husband's behalf, right? From a 2-year period beginning in 2015 to 2017, actually, she bought 4 life insurance policies. Those 4 alone total somewhere nearly $2 million. And then she was also doing other things, right? Like taking out a line of credit, spending about $250,000 against her home. She was also spending her husband's money freely, about $100,000, these documents allege. Not to mention stealing his credit cards, $30,000 worth of credit card debt. This is all within this document. Really goes to show how money was a huge factor here, how she was just spending on a spree and really was not telling her husband about much of it at all.
I don't know, $4 million? That can't be right.
What is Kouri Richins' goddamn motherfucking problem? Kouri Richins, what is your problem, Kouri? She was learned. After Eric died from a fentanyl overdose, Kouri hired a locksmith to drill her husband's safe. Okay. And then it said that there is over $100,000 in cash. Holy shit. Holy shit. And we're just worried about the drug charges? What about the grand theft? On top of grand theft and the grand theft fraud, insurance fraud and all that. No, she had fentanyl. I've never seen no fentanyl. I haven't either. I don't know where the fuck anybody's getting the fucking fentanyl. Legalize weed and get rid of the other shit. It was in that Eric's sister told Kouri she was the trustee, suggesting Kouri had no right to get into the safe. Eric made his sister, not Kouri, the beneficiary of his $500,000 personal life insurance policy. Wow. Brilliant. The sister got $500,000. Kouri was enraged, punched his sister-in-law in response. Her sister-in-law. What? This is my money. And punch you. She was charged with assault, pleaded no contest to a Class B felony. Wow. And she's doing all this on top of... The new filings do not mention whether the assault happened during the gathering she held at the family's home. Let's see. Kouri sued the sister for the rights to the property she and Eric held jointly under their prenuptial agreement. She wasn't completely left hanging financially, as prosecutors described. She opened at least 4 separate life insurance policies, totaling nearly $2 million between 2015 and 2017. $2 million. She made herself the sole beneficiary of that policy 3 months before Eric's death. Yeah, let's go ahead and make me the sole beneficiary. Did you want to tell him about? No. Do you want to get his permission? No. The insurance company alerted Eric and he changed it back. Wow. But it's unclear whether Kouri knew he had reinstated his business partner as the beneficiary. She's saying that only she should benefit. The prosecution's narrative indicates a financial motive. It seems like it. Kouri owed nearly $200,000 in unpaid taxes. What the fuck? Owed a lender nearly $2 million. Talked to tax authorities and how much? What do these people do? Why do they have so much fucking money? So that seems to be CL. CL is cooperating with authorities. He might just be getting out of his drug charge, so you never know, you know. Let's see here. USA Today be the last one. How far are we along? 20 minutes? Goodness gracious. GHB is a narcolepsy drug. So, is it GHB or is it fentanyl? So, let's see here. Autopsy and toxicology reports found him dead from a lethal dose of fentanyl. So, they just found GHB, a narcolepsy drug. What the hell are these? Who the fuck charged these damn crimes? These stupid... Someone recharge the crimes. Re-fucking charge them. Because it doesn't... Gamma hydroxybutyrate. It's an illegal drug. Used as a party drug. Euphoria, relaxation, sociability, increased sex drug. It acts as a nervous system depressant and poses a risk for dependence. It's a sedative. It can treat narcolepsy. Let's see here. You're not supposed to have that. That's illegal. Yeah, so goddamn Utah, why don't you focus on what's she might have killed the man, so you know that's said that she slipped 5 times a lethal dose of fentanyl into a Moscow mule. He was, you know, she changed the fucking life insurance policy. He was suspected that she tried to poison and kill him once before. Yeah, don't ever take food from anybody. Don't ever accept food from anybody ever for any reason. Hey, can you go ahead and change the beneficiary? Why are you doing... Huh? What? So, there you go. And then, again, with the fucking religious bullshit, you know? What? She got away with being stupid and ridiculous. And I wonder if, like, being a Stepford wife, maybe she got, you know, abused too much or something. And then just got this, you know, Kill Bill sort of vendetta. But, fucking Mormonism. So, yeah, I mean, for 5 years, she got to say a bunch of insane, dumb shit, right? She's been saying insane, dumb shit her whole fucking life. Christianity is ridiculous. It's insane. So they were a part of this devil-worshipping cult. Just watch. Christians are bad people. It's a devil-worshipping cult. They're only selfish. They only give a damn about themselves. And maybe they'll tell you how to live your life. But only... Not. They won't point out the hypocrisy. They'll tell you, you know what the goddamn pro-lifers and the right-wing motherfuckers need to do? Pro-lifers and the right-wing motherfuckers, they need to start loving their own families. Instead of hating my family, why don't you start loving your own family? Quit hating my family and start loving your own family, you pieces of fucking shit. You're haters. You don't even love your own goddamn kids, your own goddamn family, let alone